How you gonna walk through this world? It's so easy to misstep. How are you gonna walk through the world? So easy to screw it up. You gotta rise like the sun does every day. Rise up, look above. The light feels something like love. Hello, friends. I'm Shelley Leedahl, a writer in lovely Ladysmith on Vancouver Island, and this is my literary podcast, Something Like Love. The 10 shows in Season 2 will center around random weekly themes, and I'll release a new episode each Wednesday. You're going to hear a Shellified cover song, a selection of prose or poetry, either from my already published books or new work, and a meditation to soothe and inspire as we stumble together through these unprecedented times. Hang in there, folks. We've got this. The theme this week is eyes.
I walk these streets, virtual stage, seem to me. Makeup on their faces, actors took their places next to me. Well, I walk these streets in a carnival, sights to see. All the cheap thrill seekers, vendors and dealers, they crowded around me. Have I been blind? Have I been lost inside myself and my own mind? Hypnotized, mesmerized by what my eyes have seen. I walk these streets in a spectacle of wealth and poverty. In the diamond market, the scarlet milk carpet, they just rolled out for me. And I walk these streets in the madhouse asylum they can be. For a while I missed the prophet on a traffic I had stopped, and he raved of saving me. Have I been wrong? Have I been wise to shut my eyes and play around? Hypnotized, paralyzed by what my eyes have found. By they have seen. Have I been right? Have I been lost? Have I been wrong? Have I been wise? Have I been strong? Have I been hypnotized, mesmerized? What my eyes have found. That Great Street Carnival, that carnival.
Pedro has a good day. 1. They spy our bus from the hills. Swarm like sharks to blood, these boys, each begging to be my secretario on the beach, the big beach, Playa Grande. I choose Pedro. He's loyal. Like a lapdog, he sits just far enough away. When the peddlers come, he advises. Larimar is a good price. They ask too much for the coral. I buy blue stones for my friends, a small black cross for my lover. 2. There is no time here. No awareness of time, I mean. The sun just gets higher, hotter, and burns. When I can't stand it, the water is there. The waves fold me backwards, throw me away, then carry me back to the beach. 3. Here is peace. No sound but the waves. No color but blue and Pedro. I ask him to join me, sit on my towel, tell him there is another world. Do you want to go there, Pedro? Do you wonder what it's like? He smiles at this, at all that he knows, this place, the water, the sun. His brown eyes give away nothing. Tell him I am from Canada. No, Pedro, not Toronto, Saskatchewan. There's no ocean, no mountains there. I reach for a stick and draw it for him, a straight, long line in the sand. Say it, Pedro, Saskatchewan. He tries, he fails. Together we laugh at this word. 4. We sit like this for hours. This is what I want to remember. Pedro's warm skin so close to my own. I cannot leave this boy on the beach. I kiss him, run to my bus. Pedro at my window, kissing my hand. I give him the rest of my pesos. Rendezvous at the Wayside Inn for Lorene. The last strawberry daiquiri was downed. Fire crackled out. The moon, a drop of butterscotch, slung low across the lake. Already someone had passed out or into that meditative state eased on by alcohol and the comfort of old friends who'd speak to you tomorrow anyway. The youngest children ran themselves out. The others swung their legs over the edge of everything. What was left? 2 women, 3 men, all a little in love with each other. You were playing darts. Your friend held one hand over her left eye, a skin patch to slow the world down. A moth landed on the board. The sun was rising. You'd pay for the night later. Nothing was more important than nailing the moth. The moth became the moment. You tell me this story in Lloydminster. It's been years, and we're well down the highway to becoming our mothers. Forgive me for rearranging nouns and the moon. I was not there. I'm happy for the lake in your life, the daiquiris, and the man you love who makes them. It may be too many years again before our lives cross, even briefly, like tonight, a meal together in this highway hotel. Time is a maze we lose ourselves in. Thank you for meeting me. Over the candles, I was thinking what girls we made on horses. I was listening. This matters. I was trying to get it right. With frost laced on the windows, there is no seeing out. Days when I follow the sun around the house, at each window a new sweater of light. Outside the template for our friend Brad's painting, a wall of poplars, shadow, snow. It is good what happens here. The work we do, simple meals with mushrooms, eggs, and cheese. I forget time and the map, my resolution to visit a new country each year and promises to faraway friends. Languages, I forget them too. Jerry brings a recent wood carving. Anne shovels her drive. Downstairs, my husband paints self-portraits, a triptych in oil with palette knives. In a few minutes, I will hear him on the stairs, and we will laugh again at his eyes. It can't seem like much, but there is wood for the fire, cold beer at the back of the fridge. Sometimes a squirrel, always blue jays and red-naped sapsuckers. I tape new poems to the drywall, sleep 10 hours a night. Then there is spring. Snow Day for Mark. Do you remember it? Like waking inside an angel food cake, the yard, village, fields beyond, snow heaped well past our thighs. Good thing we had the boots and hearts for it. God, what a march! What mastodons we were to attempt it! Sometimes I fell and crawled through it, a swimming kind of snow. I ate it like bread off red mittens. Everything polished to a Sunday morning shine. On the lake, a few people fishing through halos of ice. You want to know what a poet does? We steal the best parts. Not the crack and instant water that flooded your boots or the wolverine panic in your eyes, but after, how we glowed at the table around a casserole. In the next room, our socks, limp puppets drying beside a fire that sounded like rain. Revelations. Maple leaves, curled, yellow, spinning, are sometimes butterflies. Sunlight splashed across a white paper in a country where lights thimbled out is ablution. The Augustinians in grey knitted jumpers could be anyone's grandfathers. Best is Brother Columba of the Mewling Cats. Best is the news that this battered heart can still give a little kick over mouse-nibbled mushrooms. I pocket leaves I don't have names for, speak to heifers as I pass. Each time a new blue mountain of clouds gives way, I want to throw a welcome party for the sun. It's like seeing a friend you said goodbye to and never expected to see again. Then there he is at the roadside as your bus pulls away. The volcanic sun, a red-orange curtain, winged before my eyes. Photograph. You did not know I had taken it. Master of the one-armed side shot I've become. You were so reverent on our rock-blistered ramble, hillside sharing of mule deer, your friends, the red-tailed hawks, and a teepee ring, and your favorite fallen aspen in the thicket. White it was at one end, seething with ants. You excel at the surreptitious. I could not stop needing to feel the callus of lichen on stones, purple and orange like starfish, a strawberry birthmark on the cheek of a girl you adored. What the camera wouldn't memorize. Below us, town, a table spread for a picnic, potato salad and every countenance I've ever known. Bird trill, small feet learning the mechanics of bike pedals and flight. Postures on the corner near the post office, across from a sign for soft ice cream. The slow snow of cotton. Nothing moved quickly or rose above a mower's mellifluous hum, the maternal shush of river beneath the arched bridge, where I have stood too long growing older and knowing ever less. We both see where I'm headed in this photo. Furrowing eyes, neck pleats. But it's more than the skin's undoing. I'm in love with the welt of sun on the back of your hand, the frayed collar, the vague shape of Italy between profiles. Behind us, sky, the blue of a newborn's fingernail. Buffalo wallows. In the wind sweep of grass, yellow wildflowers attempt to compose themselves and burn low to the ground. It could have been a blur. I might have missed the fraction of the moment that mattered most. Sometimes I stumbled. You occasionally ran. A white-tailed deer stood statuesque in the curve of the winding lane. The last thing your lips touched, my skin, and a coffee mug, Stephen's blue-green pottery I purchased in trade, and oh, I am not sentimental, but admit I paused before washing it. Ragdollish all afternoon through these icing white rooms in my Walmart dressing gown and sweat socks. See what you've got yourself into? Just me and the leonine contour of my dog beneath a commotion of bedclothes. This morning we lurched across the field I'm considering now. Snow waves, aubergine light. What a short poem you and I made of yesterday's hike, the dog stitching the woods together, something about delicate animal tracks stamped into the tinted snow. I am all basic nouns and drifts in the shapes of beasts. Last night, a small party with writers and trivia games. No one knew much about the Blue Jays or 1970s Nobel Prize winners. Each time I looked, you were brewing coffee, and your eyes appeared sad. And how still the ribs of this house today, relearning the meteorology of absence at the water-stained table and in my hand-me-down bed where you've cracked your shins and so often slept poorly. Now here's a surprise. I have eaten the leftovers from the gathering, yes, even the chocolate, and I am sick, but not sorry. When will I see you again? I discovered your gray socks and one pair of jockey underwear entwined with a towel in my dryer. Tell me you need them. Insist they are irreplaceable. My hands back in dishwater. This is the way to get on with it. Does a coffee mug have a memory? Is the blue cobalt or smoke? Hours from here, you are. For you, who backed out of my driveway 4 hours ago, and it was fine. Now in the landing, the wind plays didgeridoo with the power lines, and in this mew of light, I am a stone freed from a child's fingers above a ravine, a trick in measured motion. I wish you had known the girl I abandoned in cattails beside the frozen slough, forever in a suede jacket with fringes, wet mittens caricaturing my hands. Shivering, then, as now, sky closing in, the cap of a blue-gray mushroom. Tidal, winter within its waves. And it is darkness sometimes I require. In the aspen woods I wore a green scarf and desired you, like Hansel, bound to a tree and eating chokecherries off my juice-red palms. Now I'm thinking of round things and square, a camera forgotten in tufted grass, the way shadows would have claimed it in the math of another hour. You're well down the map as I pen this. Perhaps you've left a shirt between the wall and sloping bed, a lighter beside candles that wept onto the table, which needs to be sanded anyway. Where will I find you again? Sometimes I relate best to a wasp's nest shaken loose from high branches and cradled close to the ribs. Yesterday, a country lane and the hound dog's game of London Bridge beneath the swing of our hand-holding. Love is why. And look, another photo of our eyes. Well, there you have it, a broad selection of poems, each one containing the word eyes somewhere in the text. These pieces appeared in my poetry books. A Few Words for January was published way back when I was 27. Talking Down the Northern Lights was my third Thistledown Press book, and it was published in 2001. The House of the Easily Amused was released in 2008 from BC's Oolacon Books, and Wretched Beast, my most recent poetry collection, was published by Ottawa's Bushek Books. If you enjoyed these poems and wish to read the books they're in, I'd suggest trying your library, or used bookstores, real or virtual, or for a signed copy of Wretched Beast, please find me on Facebook or via the Writers' Union of Canada website. Okay, we've had a little music and an earful of poems, and now it's time for the meditation, time to turn the lights down, so to speak. This is a guided meditation for our eyes. We're going to give those beauties a wee break. Before we get into this, please get something to cover your eyes with, a blanket to keep you cozy, and find a comfortable place in your home to recline on your back. I suggest pausing this podcast until you're in place. We'll begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and slowly exhaling through the mouth. Deep breath in and out. In and out. Get into a rhythm and let your attention drift gently to your breath. Feel your chest expand as you inhale, and with each exhalation, let go of the tension in your body. Breathe in. Exhale and release the tension in your face. Breathe in. Exhale and release the tension in your neck and shoulders. Breathe in and release the tension in your arms and hands. Breathe in and release the tension in your belly. Breathe in and release the tension in your hips, your legs, and your feet. Bring your attention to your heart center. You should be feeling calm and relaxed, your senses turning inward. Now visualize a bowl on a table. Perhaps it's a wooden bowl, maybe a pottery bowl. Any size, any color you desire. Keep that bowl in your mind's eye as you continue with your deep, rhythmic breathing. You see how pleasing the round shape of the bowl is, how it's designed to hold something. Consider right now that in your quiet space, in your quiet mind, you, too, are being held. You are being held, cradled, protected, loved. With each inhale, let this feeling of being held grow outwards, expanding to fill your chest, your arms and hands, your legs and feet. With each inhalation, this warm feeling grows, filling you up. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. Keep imagining the bowl. Inside it, there's a small paper with your name on one side and a message on the other. The message is meant just for you. It's an affirmation, a promise. It's what you need to hear right now. Think about what that message is and repeat it in your mind as you slowly and deeply breathe in and out. Again. Again. When you feel ready, reach into that imagined bowl and withdraw the note. First, you see your name. Say your name in your head and imagine turning the paper over to read your personal message. Remember, this is what you most need to hear right now. Visualize the words on the paper. Deep breath in with your name. Deep breath out with the message. Deep breath in with your name. Deep breath out with your message. Keep breathing. You are held. You are heard. You will have enough of what is needed right now to carry you through. And now, even as you remove the eye covering and return your attention to your surroundings, let your body remember the warm and precious feeling of being held, acknowledged, and cared for as you rise. Thank you for listening, folks. Go well. How are you going to walk through this world? It's so easy to misstep.